Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an extra episode of Far Cry 3. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to read out, and hopefully not butcher, all the lost letters and the memory cards. I've always found it's just one of those things that you tend to collect, but you don't really pay much attention to. So I'm just doing this little extra video just to go through these letters and the memory cards, just to give you a little bit more of a backstory. All honesty, I have never read them. It's one of those things that I've never bothered doing. So this is all new for me, but it's also going to be new in the sense of build my confidence for reading out loud, and hopefully it might give a little bit more to the storyline, maybe. I don't know, we'll see how it all goes. So we're going to start off with lost letters. There are 20 letters to read, so I hope you enjoy them. So starting off from the first one. My dearest Kiko, by the time you read this, I will be dead, and you will be a grown woman. Your mother will give you this letter when she believes you are ready to read it. I can only hope she's spoken fondly of me, and that you prayed to me at my shrine. At the shrine, as I have prayed for you. We keep ourselves busy with work and singing the Tekihakuman. Sorry, I've totally butchered that word. Do you still sing it in your time? I wonder. I hope your Japan is a place of peace and prosperity, not filled with the thousands of enemies in the song we sing. We must vanish into the jungles. Malaria has destroyed our ranks, and we're too few to defend the lines. Major Mogi says we must ready ourselves when the Americans land on the beaches and drive them back to their graves in the water. In this we will be victorious if each of us nothing less than our lives. Captain Jiro Sato. Hyogo's letter. My dearest Ayumi, I am delighted to write you again. We have been in the jungle for a few months. It is hot and sticky. We are filling the jungle with traps and ambush points. Major Mogi says that American devils will land any day now. Private Tadao says that islands around us have fallen. The Americans are too afraid to face us in battle, so they send planes to break our backs. I trust Major Mogi. He has been a good leader, but he drives us very hard and expects nothing but the best. We are only too glad to give it. The burden of leadership must weigh heavily on him. He paces at night, and when he doesn't think we see, he talks to himself. That is what duty does to us, my daughter. It makes martyrs or madmen of us. Still, something bothers him, but I cannot ask what it is. It is not my place. Private Arata Hyogo. Mori's letter. Mother, we lost 7 men since the last time I wrote to you. Ichi and Ken among them. They were like brothers. Ken was very funny. I wish you could have met him. Ichi was quiet and strong, never complaining. The men need me to be strong, and Major Mogi is becoming possessed. It isn't proper to speak of such things, but I cannot share my fears with anyone here. Major Mogi has begun seeing enemies where there are none. No Americans have landed, and yet he sees them under every tree. Every bird is a thunderbolt or a corsair, every shadow a bomb. He even accused us of conspiring with the enemy. I'm certain things will return to normal once we have word from home. The jungle deafens you with its ghosts. Your son, Lance Corporal Maury. Ren's letter. My brother Ito, a terrible thing has happened. Major Mogi went mad and began shooting the men. I don't know how it happened, but he was arguing with Private Tadao when he killed him with his pistol and then began firing on us. We didn't know what to do. We're trained to kill the enemy, but he was our superior. We shot him. My thigh is infected and I'm fighting fever. There are a handful of us left. It is hard to think. I'm so hot. I've given my letter to Private Isel and Kay. They are young and smart, and they will make sure my word will find their way to you. Live well. I'm sorry we argued as children. I'm sorry I wasn't a better brother. Ren. Mogi's first letter. General Yamagata, I hope this letter finds you well on this fall day. The weather here is sticky and unpleasant. You would find it invigorating, I'm sure. Forgive me for this familiarities, but I wouldn't be the soldier I am today were it not for your example. Although we have never met, I have lived my life by your discipline and loyalty to the Empire of Japan. I hope to make our empire proud by following in your steps. The Americans continue to bomb us like cowards. I have seen their smokestacks travelling further north, skipping over us. They know better than to invade us. The neck is impregnable, but they've destroyed our bunkers with lucky hits, and what the bombs haven't killed, malaria has taken. I've decided to take the men into the jungle as you did in the First Great War against the Germans. My duty is simple: destroy the enemy. They shall find me ready and eager to spill their blood. Major Kuro Mogi. Mogi's second letter. General Yamagata, the devils and their sorties have killed many of my soldiers. I cannot tell you the anger and frustration I feel to see their planes fly over us and unable to answer them properly with anti-craft fire, or watching an invisible demon like malaria ravage my ranks. I've heard stories that these islands were cursed, but I thought it's superstitious nonsense until today, when Private Tadao reported that the latest communications were too garbled to understand. He was so ashamed he couldn't look me in the eyes. Private Tadao isn't a good soldier. I've had the men routinely beat him to install Shikata Ganai as they should have done in the basic training. He never risen to the occasion. Major Kuro Mogi. Mogi's third letter. General Yamagata, I am disappointed in my men. General Yamagata, I thought they could weather this better, but they have not. I can only imagine what I could have accomplished if I led your men as you did when you fought the Germans during the First World War. I'm sure I have mentioned Private Tadao. He cries like an infant when he thinks no one's watching, but everyone sees. He sickens me with his weakness, and now spreads it like an illness. The other men are sad for home. They protect him, coddle him, as if he will become a man this way. I ask you, what use is a radio man if we have no high-powered radios to receive news? Private Tadao says that the radio relays on nearby islands have been destroyed, but I blame him. Major Kuro Mogi. Mogi's fourth letter. General Yamagata, I am shocked and dismayed to report that what I had assumed was Private Tadao's incompetence is in fact sabotage. I was suspicious that none of the long-range radios were working, so I checked them, and I am no expert in electronics, but even I could see that the tubes had been removed, the wires cut, and the batteries missing. I thought him weak, not a saboteur. He is too simple to be a spy. Regardless, he has betrayed his fellow soldiers. He has betrayed me. He has betrayed his oath to protect Japan. And he has betrayed the imperial family. I am going to execute Private Tadao, and if any of the men try to protect him, I will be forced to execute them as well. Major Kurimogi. Tadao's first letter. My darling wife, my beautiful daughter, I don't know why I'm writing to you. I know you'll never see these words, and if the imperial ancestors are merciful, you'll never know of my shame. I cannot tell you what possessed me to disable those radios, but these men, they are the only family I have left. When I heard the news, I felt like my heart has been cleaved. How could I make them suffer as I had? And now that I have told them, how can I have kept this from them? I wonder where the bomb fell. Were you tending in the garden? Were you tending the garden? Were you feeding Aika? Did you feel anything? Did you even know what happened? These questions haunt me, and I can only pray that you did not suffer. I pray that you died ignorant and what came next. Tadao. Tadao's second letter. My darling wife, I do not know why I keep writing to you. Perhaps I'm hoping you survive somehow. Perhaps I wish that I could come home and find you and Aika waiting for me. My heart wishes it with a terrible ache, but I suspect I know the truth, that you are gone, and Aika, and Hiroshima. Major Moge watches me with hateful gaze. It's as if he knows the truth, but how can he? I can bear to face him. I'm afraid that if he confronts me again, I'll break down and finally tell him everything about Hiroshima. The men try to protect me from him, but what have I done? I was too scared to tell him the truth, and now it's too late. In a moment of grief, I smashed the radios and betrayed everyone. Perhaps it's better I die. Perhaps then I can be with you, Aika. Tadao. Shinji's letter. Little sister, these are my final words. I'll commit seppuku once I finish this letter. It will be the last honourable thing I do, but before I die, I must tell someone the truth. Tadao betrayed us. I read his letter. He sabotaged the radios after hearing of the bomb in Hiroshima. I cannot blame him. He wished to spare us from the ugly truth. The Major wasn't as understanding. He executed Tadao, and then he turned his sidearm on anyone who protested. We fought back, killing him, and now I am the only one left. Ren died last night from an infection. It pains me to know that I had a hand in killing Major Mogi. He was once a good man. I hope our ancestors understand how dire the situation was and have mercy on me. And I hope that one day you can read these words and forgive me. Goodbye. Shinji. Hayato's first letter. To Colonel Imada Daichi. I hope your family is well. I apologize for stepping outside the chain of command, but I feel that Lieutenant Colonel Yamada Mashiru is not taking my words seriously, and is thus unfit to continue commanding this facility and its experiments. I must report that Project Tenka and Project Kyoken would have progressed much further if the Lieutenant Colonel would just listen to me. Instead, he has cut me out of his inner circle of advisors and has forbidden me from communicating with anyone. I have been forced to write multiple copies of my letters and give them to loyal soldiers and scientists in the hopes that it reaches you. Please, I am a prisoner of the Lieutenant Colonel's ambitious and unable to serve the Emperor because of his meddling. Dr. Koga Hayato. Or Hayato. Hayato's second letter. To Colonel Imada Daichi. I can only assume that my previous letter and the charges I have levelled against Lieutenant Colonel Yamada Mashiro and his continued impotence have not yet reached you, or you would have seen the truth and replaced the Lieutenant Colonel by now. I believe that Lieutenant Colonel has intercepted several of my letters already, and that he has sent men to search my room in secret. I see the truth of it now. He fears me. He's afraid of my success, and covets the glory for himself when Project Tenka harnesses the power of lightning and Project Kyokan the fury of the animals. He knows I will bring a new sunrise to the Empire of Japan. I fear I must protect the critical findings of my research from him and my team until you intercede in this matter. It is the only way to protect the Empire and Emperor from his ambitions. Dr. Koga Hayato. Hayato's third letter. To Colonel Imada Daichi. Why have you not written to me? I am sure that you must have received at least one of the 67 letters I sent to you. I have been a fool, a blind, stupid fool. I confronted Lieutenant Colonel Yamada Maishiro about his attempts to sabotage me, but he feigned innocence and surprise. I understand now. He was not the man I had to worry about. He is too dim-witted to challenge me. It was you. You ordered him to steal my research so that you alone could reap the glory. The decorations for the Order of the Rising Sun was to be my honor, but I see now that you wanted to deny me that privilege. You have condemned Japan for your hubris, and I will not let you get away with it. You cannot keep me silenced. Dr. Koga Hayato. Hayato's fourth letter. To Colonel Imada Daichi. You wanted to sabotage me, but you did not expect me to sabotage you instead. By the time you have read this, I will have released the infected animals in Kyokan Lab and force an overload in the Tenka generators. And when the Imperial Japanese Army sends soldiers to uncover what has happened, you will no longer be able to hide the truth, and I will be the hero of the Empire. I only wish I could have been there to see the look on your face when they come to arrest you, when they strip you of your rank and drive your humiliated families into the streets. I want you to remember that you called this upon yourself. Dr. Koga Hayato. Mashirio's letter. To Colonel Imada Daichi. Dr. Koga Hayato attempted to sabotage the project, but he was shot while being apprehended, and we could not question him on the reasons for his action. Fortunately, there was no real harm to the project, and I would appreciate a replacement for Dr. Kogo as soon as possible. Lieutenant Colonel Yamada Mashiro. Herc's first letter. So whoever reads this, I'm Herc. So I found these old letters, right? In Japanese or something. But these ones were totally faded out and really hard to read. So I figured nobody would care what some dead army dude was saying about shit that happened during the Civil War. No offense to dead army dude family, but he's dead and I seriously need this paper. So if you're a dude or dudette reading this, please be on the lookout for a white and grey marquee monkey named Gilbert. I named him that. Gilbert is evil. I don't mean throwing crap at you evil. I mean holding it so you can see it and then rubbing it in your face. I think that Gilbert could talk. He's rubbed shit in your face while saying something clever like monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, totally Ben. Anyway, he got away from me, right? And I need to get him back before Herc's second letter. To whoever reads this, it's Herc again. I ran out of space on the last piece of paper. So I was saying I need to stop Gilbert before he started his reign. Reign? Of terror. Right. Too late. He's already started. Gilbert's got other monkeys following him like a pack, doing his bidding. It's like watching cheerleaders, man. You know, the way cheerleaders move around in a pack, right? Always following that one really hot chick with the blonde hair, tight ass and the perfect tits. And it's like, every time they walk past you, they move like you're in slow motion. And they look at you like they don't even see you. Totally lacy, barnstorm hot, right? She was the head cheerleader at my school, and I did shit to her yearbook pictures that totally got the page all fucked up. Shit, I'm out of space again. Herc. Herc's third letter. To whoever reads this, okay, so I got sidetracked by Lacey Barnstorm and her yearbook pic, but you would too if you knew her. Actually, I hear she makes porn now. Totally gotta check that shit out because, dude, my angel is a centerfold. How awesome is that? Anyway, I gotta stop Gilbert, see? I taught Gilbert how to pull the pins on grenades and how to throw them. And now I think he likes it. He's got the taste of blowing shit up. And he teaches the other monkeys how to do it. Scratch that. I think he's teaching them how to pull the pins on grenades. But he isn't teaching them how to throw the grenades. Sick, right? This monkey is off the vine. Man. Anyways, I'm following the sound of the explosions. Little dude can't run forever. Herc. Herc's fourth letter. To whoever reads this, I found more washed out letters from Japanese Civil War dudes. How many of them are there? Anyway, it's over. I did it. I caught up with Gilbert and his pack of monkeys. There weren't many of them left. And the survivors, they had that look in their eyes. The look that said, "You haven't seen the shit I've seen. You weren't there, man. You weren't there." I had no choice. I had to challenge Gilbert to dominance of the pack. It was the only way to save the survivors. Gilbert chose the weapon, the grenades, I brought like I knew he would. And that's how I beat him, because the one thing I never taught the little dude was how to fuck with the timers. I don't think I've ever forgot the look on his face when I caught the grenade and threw it back. That startled old face he made will haunt me for the rest of my life. But the pack's free. But the pack's free now. The pack's free. Herc. And there's all the letters. Quite good. A little bit about the war and how the radio guy found out about the Hiroshima bomb and didn't want to tell the rest of the troops to maybe lower the morale or anything, but it was too much of a burden on him and got him killed. And then another sort of storyline about the doctor and the projects, and that the Colonel guy wanted to take glory in the whole thing. And then there was Herc, and we all love Herc. So, yeah, nice little story there. Right, now on to the memory cards. So, barbiturates formula. Current number of can't even bloody say it. Current numbers for barbiturates, including phenorbital, amobarbital, and secobarbital, are not promising. Their usage and sales are declining, and we recently had a bad batch that led to the death of nearly 24 vacationing college students in Miami. Our final assessment is that this compound is unprofitable for international distribution. Benzodiazepine formula. This data was hacked from a German pharmaceutical company. It details the chemical and equipment necessary to create the sedative. Early tests are highly promising and the addiction rate is through the roof. Potential markets include North America and Western Europe. Cocaine formula. The kidnapped Colombian manufacturer is now sharing his cartel's manufacturing techniques. It includes an exceptionally efficient method of growing coca leaves, turn them into paste, and from paste into the base where it is refined into 99% pure cocaine hydrochloride. We recommend immediate production for markets in Brazil, South Africa, North America, and Australia. Crack cocaine formula. The source for this formula is unknown, but it includes the manufacture of cocaine from the coca leaf through to the use of ammonia or baking soda to manufacture it into rock form. This is listed as a non-profitable avenue since the drug is made cheaply on a local level and not distributed internationally like cocaine itself. Ecstasy formula. We are very excited by the data from the Chinese contact. He oversees the export of the synthesized extract used in making ecstasy and provided us all the equipment needed to make a wide variety of the drug in tablet form. Initial tests are extremely positive with minimal fatalities. Markets include North America, Europe, Australia, and Asia. Failed drug patent 1 formula. The recent acquisition for numerous drug patents that failed FDA and European Medicine Agency standards shows promise. Most of the compounds are highly addictive. We just need to minimize the side effects. One of the compounds is causing test subjects to expel a fecal-like material from their urinary tract. Further testing continues. Oh, how nice. Pissing out shit. That's what I kind of gathered from that. Failed drugs patent 2 formula. The investment into experimental military drugs continues to be a massive disappointment. All of the items are causing severe mental distress in our test subjects. One entire batch of subjects and 3 of our own people died when a compound turned out to be a strand of genetically modified Ebola Zaire. We recommend that all remaining material be incinerated or sold to extremist groups as chemical weapons. Failed drug test patent 3 formula. The research into naturally occurring hallucinogenic compounds native to Rook Island may yield the world's next great superdrug. Effects caused by the local flora are exceptional. So exceptional that our own people are using them recreationally. The only issue is the drug's lack of addictive properties. We are currently adding nicotine to the compound. Further tests should yield more positive results. GHB formula. Data recently purchased from Ibiza Club chemists includes the various formulations for the intoxicant gamma hydroxyburic acid (GHB) as one of their date rape drugs. This drug market includes centers for human trafficking. It includes Eastern Europe, China, South Asia and India. A batch sent out for field testing in Los Angeles is generating positive feedback from the usual clients. We recommend doubling the street prices. Heroin formula. Data purchased from the Afghan drug lord pertaining to the manufacturing of heroin tells us nothing new. It details information on the proper soil and temperatures for growing the poppy itself, to harvesting the opium, to the purification of the morphine and its extraction into the heroin base. Again, all information we already have. Further deals for trade secrets within this contact should be avoided. Ketamine formula. The data stolen from the New Delhi black market pharmaceutical company shows some promise. It includes the process to create the club's drug Special K and its variants, as well as the pharmaceutical grade medicine. Some strange side effects such as anal bleeding are occurring, but this shouldn't prevent us from going live with the product. Primary markets include China and Australia. Quat formula. The data from our Yemeni plantation owner details the 8 years required to grow the chewable leaves of this plant, as well as attempts to naturally intensify its amphetamine-like high. Markets are exclusive to Africa and the Middle East, though market penetration cannot compete with Yemeni manufacturing. Bleeding this compound with other drugs should be considered to make it more appealing. Crocodile formula. Our Russian contact remains an asset of dubious value. We now have data on the manufacturing of this meth-like substance. It generates extreme cheap highs but also causes severe tissue damage. Users are known to have muscle and bone exposed from injecting crocodile, forcing the amputation of limbs. Markets are exclusively Eastern European, with the side effects too extreme to consider for worldwide distribution. LSD 25 formula. The new talent brought in from Cambodia is already proving their worth. They have the proper equipment and techniques to create LSD from starting bases such as ergot and lysogenic acid, as well as a method of distributing the LSD tabs by mail. That said, it is considered an unprofitable venture since the market is relatively small. On the other hand, we will be prepared in the event the drug experiences resurgence in popularity. Marijuana formula. The data purchased from growing in British Columbia, Canada, details different marijuana plants, tips on indoor and outdoor growth. the methods to cultivate of the leaves on a large scale. These techniques surpass our own and should be implemented immediately. Markets such as Russia, Western Europe, and North America have nearly bottomless demand for this product. Meth formula. Our Mexican organization crime unit lieutenant has new data following the raid of a super lab in Sonora, Mexico. The intel gives precise details on how to mass manufacture meth, lists distributable wholesaler of ephedrine and pseudoephedrine, and includes research on the best fillers to maximize profit. Hopefully this compound will recapture some of the markets lost to the product coming out of New Mexico. Mushrooms formula. Efforts to blackmail a Mexican plantation owner are paying off. We now have detailed files on methods used to grow and preserve a number of hallucinogenic mushrooms. These findings will be put into immediate use for local grown compounds and should improve the shelf life of our products. Opium formula. The formula stolen from the Myanmar drug lord includes the poppy's proper growth technique, the harvesting of the poppy's milk, and finally its processing into sun-dried morphine bricks. Its shared markets similar to those of heroin and will be highly profitable. Full production should begin immediately. PCP formula. Research into manufacturing PCP includes the equipment and the chemical used is complete. Given the drug's frequent nasty side effects and the fact that its usage tends to spike and dip, it does not have enough of a market to warrant an international operation. We have the capability to produce this compound, but should focus our research resources on other products. Spice formula. Thanks to anonymous online informant, we now have the data on a synthetic compound necessary to make spice, a drug similar to marijuana, but with additional side effects like hallucinations, anxiety attacks, interstellar navigation, and dangerously adverse physical reactions. Spice remains legal in the US for the moment. We should corner the market on this product immediately. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is all the memory cards and the letters of the lost. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Something a little different and gives you a little bit, I don't know if it gives you a bit of a backstory, but definitely tells you about the extent of the drug situation that the pirates are trying to exploit. But I'm going to leave it there. So thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.